again. Here comes the Spider-Man. This is strong, this is good. He's got radioactive blood. Can't sleep from a
Hi, I'm Matt.
I'm Nick, and we're here at Lightning Comics for the Whilce Portacio signing.
We had a chance to talk to Mr. Portacio last night, and he had a few things to tell us. Let's go ahead and take a look. We are here with Mr. Whilce Portacio. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
We've got a quick couple questions that we ask every guest on the show. First of all, what was the first comic that you ever purchased, read, bought, owned?
I forget the number, but it was a Herb Trimpe Incredible Hulk. I remember because the cover was this huge Hulk fist. And I saw that and I said, I could draw that. So I copied it and started drawing it. And drawing it. And drawing. I drew it on my desk at school. I drew it on my friend's desk at school. Drew it on the wall. Pretty soon I was in the principal's office. But that gave me a clue that, hey, maybe I could do this.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
Nice.
Actually, I got to tell him that one day.
You're my inspiration, your fist. What comic character do you most associate yourself with?
I guess I'd have to say I'm like a lot of artists. The low and quiet type, the shy type. So like the Silver Surfers, like the Deathlocks. Even though Deathlock became kind of a horror, he fits in the horror genre. Just like the Silver Surfer, he was just a lone man that wanted to be left alone. You know, and you know, I really, especially growing up, really associated with that. You know, of hey, you know, because back then when drawing comic books, you know, I can tell you when I first started, I used to go to banks and cash my Spider-Man checks. And little Spider-Mans on them, you know, and I take them to the cute teller, and she'd look at me and go, next. But nowadays it's cool because nowadays, you know, you go in there and it's like, you know, they want to talk to you now. But yeah, back then, you know, like most, I was real shy, and I really was inspired by those stories of, you know, the Surfer taking on Galactus, you know, and Deathlock, where he was basically killed and brought back to life to serve military dictators, but you know, his soul came back and said, "No, I'm Manning. I'm a man. I have my own free will." You know, I really love those stories.
So it's Whilce the Surfer Portacio. So that's his new nickname, Whilce the Surfer Portacio.
Okay. And our third question is, if you were trapped in the negative zone for the rest of time, what trade paperback or graphic novel would you want to take with you?
Calvin and Hobbes.
Can read those over and over.
Because actually, if you guys don't know, Calvin and Hobbes, I think he's Alex Ross. He's this little budding comic book artist.
Yeah.
You know, he gets into trouble. He's gonna get in trouble. Everybody's a dinosaur. I'm Spiff in space now. He was a budding comic book artist, I tell you.
I associate with him. Actually, I said Aquaman before, but when I think about it, I was born in the year of the tiger. I used to have a stuffed bear and stuff, and it was like, you know, it was like, and always in trouble. So that could have been me.
You got the hair.
And I got the blonde hair. So that's why I picked Aquaman before. There's not too many of us. Any other questions?
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say, I mean, rewind back to 1991. You were penciling Uncanny X-Men when they launched the brand new X-Men #1. Now, fast forward back to now, you're penciling Uncanny X-Men when they're relaunching a new X-Men #1. There's a bit of a symmetry to that. Things are a little bit different for the X-Men now. How does it feel to be revisiting these characters 20 years later?
Actually, it's very interesting. Different is not very operative in this sense. Just real quickly, the event before my coming, quote unquote, coming back, is called Second Coming. And that brought them out of the shadows where they were in hiding. And now they're Obama or the president has given Scott the Medal of Honor and has invited the X-Men back out into the world to be superheroes again. So it's actually me coming back. And in talking to a lot of fans at conventions, that's actually one of the things why people stay attached to Uncanny. Because the characters, because of different situations, do certain different things, but their inner characters always stay the same. I guess it seems a coordinated effort with the editors to keep the characters the same. They may seem different, but then once you figure out the real motivations and what happened, you go, oh, wait a minute, they're still the same. They're still who they were, and that builds on, you know, it helps build on, you know, like the feeling of family, familiarity and stuff. So it's, to answer your question directly, it's great coming back. It's not new. It's like, you know, I haven't seen these guys for, what, 10, 15 years, but, you know, quick 10-minute chit-chat and, you know, we're back up to speed, you know.
It's a great book for people to start on. If they haven't been reading X-Men for a while, and a lot of people have told me that, going, oh, there's so much going on. And I said, well, the reason we're having Whilce out is because of the book he's doing, and, you know, the superstar that he is, but this is a great book to start. And if you haven't been reading X-Men in a while, come pick up the Uncanny X-Men Heroic Age #1, and then the, what's the number of the Uncanny X-Men that follows?
526.
526. So those are great books to pick up on Uncanny X-Men, and Whilce's art, Mr. Portacio's art is just phenomenal. You just get better with age.
That leads to my last quick question. Who's your favorite X-Man to draw? It's like picking your favorite child, huh?
On one hand, I have to say the girls like Storm and Jean because of those covers and stuff that I did. I did a couple favorites covers of I mean, and totally non-superhero covers that I remember for, you know, the famous kiss scenes and the famous pouring rain scene, you know. Because of the way I draw, you know, I always go back to Archangel. You know, there's a bit of a dark side in me. So watch out, Luke.
All right, very good. Well, thanks for being on the show.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you very much.
You've heard the thunder, now come see the lightning. Tim Bull's Lightning Comics and Games, Idaho's premier comic book and game store. We sell previously owned video games. We have the latest and greatest and classic games for all the coolest gaming systems. We also have a huge selection of Warhammer, 40K, Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, and much, much more. We are located on Highway 95, only 1 block north of I-90 in beautiful Coeur d'Alene. So remember, you haven't been to a comic or game store until you've been to Lightning Comics.
It's
easy for you to say.
Yeah.